Alright, so it's been like a little while since I pulled this out and had it on the bench. So before I really moved ahead and got too involved with going any further, I thought, well, let's do a quick wrap up, or where I'm at with it. So there's the Tomcat. This is what I've done so far. I don't know how much I've shown of this. There's some areas I've detailed in a way that I like that there isn't so bad. And then there's other areas that still need work. So I did the engines or the jets there, and this bottom of the plane. And what I planned on doing was what they depict on the box, which is really, I don't know what the color chart was on the instructions, but I don't think it was spectacular. And so I went by what was on the box. This is a good reference if you can use it. I find it very helpful. So I tried to actually copy kind of what was going on in the box, and the plane itself is like a gray. It's probably like an aircraft gray, and then it's like blown in, like ever so haphazardly, just kind of sprayed on. They go over the plane and spray the top of it, and then they shoot the bottom of it, and it has like a sprayed area. It's not like a tight line like I have here on the plane. As you can see, what I planned on doing was going back and hitting this with my airbrush and trying to blend it so it looked a little, sprayed in. That was my overall plan with that. I haven't got that far yet. What I wanted to do was basically just lay down colors. When I talked about this before, I used just spray paints instead of like model paints or specific like aircraft paint, because it was cheap, and I wanted this to be more of a budget build. So like I said, I did follow the box pretty much. So what the box has going on is, I don't know what we can see here, but the top of it is gray, the canopy is black, the bottom is white. So I mean, those were the basic colors. The cone was goldish, so I did all of those basic colors, and then I'm going to blend them all after the fact, basically. And I've gotten to this point here with these bombs that are on the bottom, and I was doing the striping, and that's about where I stopped. Scribe lines, I can see there's a lot of scribe lines at the bottom here. I don't know how much of the scribe lines I can do, because I don't know that technique. I see it in a lot of magazines and stuff, but I'm not quite sure how it's done. I see that they spray down inside the scribe lines and then they put paint over the top, but I'm not entirely certain about how that's done. So, I want a basic plain effect. So I don't have to be accurate. I think I said before that it was a gift for someone, and they'll appreciate that it's just built, not that it's so accurate. And I think once I get all the colors down and I get the decals on and I weather it the way I want, and I get the plane looking like I want, it'll be sufficient enough, in my opinion. And later in my modeling adventures, maybe I can get into true accuratizing. But for this, I really just want to make it look like a plane, and just do the best as possible that I can do. I don't claim to be great or knowledgeable. I have always said from the very beginning that I started this page when I started up my hobby again, and everything on my page is pretty much my new adventures in model hobbying. So what you see is what you get, and you know, I mean, I'm improving all the time, and I'm watching a lot of videos of these great guys online. The modeling community is really great. Everyone really shares, and it's a great hobby. It's lots of fun, and so yeah, I just wanted to show where I was at with this F14A Tomcat. It's coming along. I'm gonna get it there. Next, I think I have the parts in here that I have to work on next. So I'll probably be priming up, I think, the next part here. I'm not even sure where I'm at on the instructions. I marked off where I was, and I think I'm on 12 with the bombs. And then on to 13, which is with these back wings here. Landing gear. Landing gear should go pretty quick. Landing gear housings. And then it gets more landing gear, more missiles. Looks pretty easy there. And that kind of is wrapping up the build. Then it's, you know, paint schemes. I gotta figure out how to do the canopy. It was a little bit to try and get this, and I didn't quite get it, but you know, I could get it close enough. Was this cone was really difficult to get a straight line around this cone, and how I ended up doing it, because I don't actually have what I'd like to have used was striping tape from like an automobile, and I didn't have any of that, so I used electrical tape because it's I guess the word would be malleable, or like it bends and contorts. So I put it on and I put it around, and the tape stretched in such a way that it made pretty much a straight line. It got a little way from way over here, but for the most part it put the cone on there, and I really struggled with this. It took me a little while. I reinforced the nose inside here with some other plastic I had left over, and I struggled with this, trying to get that tape line on there. So I don't know if anybody has ever done something like that, but it was a little difficult. So I'm also thinking the canopy is going to be as difficult, because it is round and there is no depicted area, and it comes up to about here, and back to about here, and it's black. So we'll see how that goes, and that's gonna wrap that up, you know. And then I'll get the decals on. I'm gonna see if I can break up my airbrush and see. I have a kind of a cheap airbrush. See if I can get that rolling, see how it works for me. If not, I'll use other techniques. I'm gonna get this looking just as good as possible, and hopefully we'll wrap it up, and we're gonna be on to next few builds in the future. Not exactly sure what. I had a few promised out that I didn't get to. I had so much come in at once on my plate, and it kicked down the gearing on the model stuff. So I do this when I can, and I love to do it, and I love to share it. So that's where I'm at. We got some parts in here. This will probably be going into my prep box. We got the plane. We got the rest of the parts in here, the landing gear, all that, the decals, and we're right back into it. The F14A Tomcat. So check back and we'll check out the progress.